everyone, it's Daphne from Scrap and Create, and today I'm going to share with you my newly completed Stamperia Princess mini album. This mini album is 8.5 by 8.5 by 2.5 inches deep. You can use the 8.5 by 8.5 mini album build for this. You're just going to take a 1/4 inch off the height and width of the cover and the back and the height of the spine, and everything else in that build video is exactly the same. Or you can build it to 8.5 by 8.5. So you have a couple of options. I'm kind of liking the tighter, the way the pages fit a little bit tighter between the top and bottom of the book. So it's really just a personal preference. So let's talk about the cover. So I released this cover a couple of days ago, maybe 4 days ago, on our Facebook page, and just kind of wanted to share with you where I was headed in this collection. So I'm going to point out some of the details here. So here's the filigree corners. Here's a fan charm and a heart charm. So if you buy your collection packs from us, you'll be given some charms based on your purchase price and availability of the charms. But we always try to give you something with every purchase here at Scrap and Create. I'm going to point out that this is one of the cut aparts, and then this is a cut apart back here. And then I've layered on top of both of these chipboard pieces. And when I don't mean chipboard, I'm sorry, die cut pieces. So I used the die cut pack when I was embellishing this album. We also have chipboard, and the difference is the die cut comes pre-trimmed and in a baggie, and the chipboards come flat and they have adhesive on the back. So that's the difference between the two. And of course you get quite a bit more of the die cut pieces as compared to the chipboard. The chipboard, I think there's 22 pieces, and there's either 48 or 52. I might have my number off, but you get quite a bit more of these elements. And I like both, and so when I was putting this together, I was trying to figure out which I wanted to use, the chipboard or the die cut. So you do get quite a bit more of the die cuts, and there's duplicates. So I noticed inside the companion chipboards, you have a lot of the similar elements. Less, but similar elements. And of course, because there's less elements, it's also not as expensive. So here's the side, and then the back, and this is a cut apart that I backed with some black cardstock. Okay. I'm loving this page. This is just one of my favorites. This was from the 12 by 12 collection pack. So for the covers, inside and out, I used papers from the 12 by 12 collection pack. You could pretty much make this whole album with one 12 by 12 pack and 3 8 by 8s. What I did was 2 12 by 12s and 2 8 by 8s. But it's really not necessary. You really only need the 12 by 12s to cover your 8 1/4 or 8.5 inch covers, because your 8-inch paper will leave too much of a border, or otherwise you can mat it with some coordinating cardstock. So here's page 1, and this is from the 8 by 8 collection pack. The centerpiece is from the 8 by 8, and then these two panels are from the 12 by 12. And here's 2 of the chipboard pieces that I've added here as a little tuck spot. Each one of these pocket pages has a nice photo mat inside of it, and with the amount of paper that I got, 2 12 by 12s and 2 8 by 8s, I was able to cover one side of each one of these, and I have enough to cover the back. I would not be able to cover it with a solid piece. I would have to do some color blocking, and I'm probably going to go back and do that, but I'm always anxious to get projects out to you guys. Here is page 2, and this is just 2 flaps, and what you see here on the cover is from the 12 by 12 collection pack. So is this cut apart, and then these cut aparts up here also. All of the cut aparts that I feature in the album, I took from the 12 by 12. The 8 by 8 cut aparts, the scale is just too small, in my opinion. This is just a nice little strip that I've added for interest, and I did the same thing down here to sort of unify that layout. Okay, this is from the 8 by 8. Both the inside and outside of these flaps, A and B, are both from the 12 by 12. Okay, this is a 12 by 12 cut apart, and then here's a piece of the a die cut here. And then inside, this is the 8 by 8. This is the flip side of this, and because I got 2 12 by 12s, I was able to use it. Now, if you decide to use 3 8 by 8s, This is completely scaled down, so you'd have to kind of consider changing it if you wanted the inside to match. With one pack, you can still get the cover. You would just have to change this piece out because you wouldn't have two of each one of these. This is from the 8x8 and the base is from the 8x8. Let's stick that back in there. And then of course it's a pocket page. So we have this beautiful large photo mat. And this is from the 8x8, and I just love this pattern. So on the page, it's a strip, and then there's some other things to the other side, and I featured this from the 12x12 on the spine. This is from the 8x8. This is a piece of layered die cut here. These are also die cuts, which I really like. I'm liking those quite a bit. And then we have a cut apart that I added here. This is the scale of the 8x8 cut apart, so you can see the difference. So it would change the look of the album if you decided to use 8x8 only. These would be considerably smaller. What I would recommend is you would take this, mat it on another piece of paper to scale it up so that it would be this size. So you could still use the same design essentially. Okay, there we go. This is the flip side of this. And then this is the back side of one of the 8x8 cut aparts. And then I have a little piece of chipboard here, and it layers right on top of this oval, so you get that nice effect. These strips are cut from the 12x12 collection pack off one of the designer papers. This is 8x8. 12x12, 12x12 die cut. And this is also from the 12x12. The base page itself is from the 8x8 collection pack. These are from the 8x8 collection pack. This is from the 12x12, and this is a cut apart from the 12x12. The base page itself is from the 8x8, and this is from 12x12. And you can tell by the pattern scale. Okay. A nice large photo mat again. And then here we are on page 8. This is a nice big die cut piece that I layered just on top of the matching fan, and I actually left it open-ended so you could tuck your photo slightly behind it. You could probably do a 4x5 or a 3x5. And this is from the 8x8 collection, and this is from the 8x8 collection. And I've got a die cut here, and this is also from the 8x8 collection. So again, this is Stamperia's latest Princess, and I really think it's very pretty. It's very romantic. I think my favorite part is the cover. That's not always the case, but it is with this collection. I want to thank everybody for taking time to walk through this project with us. This is Daphne from Scrap and Create. If you get a second, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We appreciate all that you guys do. If you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comments. I do my best to answer those, you know, at least within a day and oftentimes within a few hours. Take a look at our shop if you're interested in any of the products that I used in this project. You can find us at www.scrapandcreate.com. And if you click on the show more in the description, you'll see links to our shop for some of these products. And then if you continue to scroll down, that's where you're going to find the cut list for this project. So take advantage of all the information that we put in that descriptor and scroll down and take a look at all of it. It'll help you build your album. And again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to leave me a comment or send me an email via our website. Thanks again. This is Daphne from Scrap and Create. You guys have a good day.